Okay, this is my reply to a friend, a Facebook friend that wrote about mortgages. That instead of me encouraging people to buy houses in Kenya using a mortgage, I should encourage people to buy lands and maybe build it. As a South Sudanese, I could not afford to buy a house in Kenya with the small money we make in South Sudan. For those that doesn't have uncles, buying a mortgage here is around 200, like $100,000 equivalent, you know. So getting that much money at the same time, it's really not easy. It's very hard. And buying a land in Kenya, you can get a land at around equivalent to 20, from like 15,000 to $20,000. And had I bought a land in Kenya, until now, I would have not finished building it, because I was against the mortgage. I did not want to buy the house via mortgage. But what encouraged me is I did my due diligence, and I also read books. Like, I love reading books, right? I also read these investment books and everything. And I came across one common thing. All these investors, none of them actually even bought a house cash if they didn't inherit it. So I walked to the bank and I asked them my possibilities, of buying a house. And they told me, you need a bank slip, you need a pay slip, you need a KRA certificate, like the KRA pin, and you need a contract that is actually at least 5 years and above, right? And in my previous work where I used to work, I didn't have my contract was yearly, and some contracts with people that were working in the UN, let's say 5 years ago, was yearly. So it was difficult for someone to even get a mortgage with it or a loan in the bank. So I was like, fine. So eventually I saved the money. And also, you need to pay at least 10% of your principal, right? 10% of the 10% of the sale of the house. So if the house is 10 million Kenyan shilling, you need to have at least 2 million Kenyan shilling, right? And then the bank will fund 8 million Kenyan shilling, which will be the 80%, or 80%. And now that 80%, 8 million, now it's the principal, and then now they calculate their interest, and that is what you will be paying. So what I did was I waited. I saved the money and I waited. So when I got a job that was actually having an indefinite contract, unless it is terminated, it did not have like a 5 years or 2 years. It was just, an open contract. And also, I was having a pay slip. So I came to the bank. I didn't even waste time. I came to the bank immediately. I requested the bank, and they requested the certificate. They requested the letter from the office. They requested the bank, the slip, the pay slips. They also requested the contract, and they requested a lot of things, right? And then I did them. And then the 20% of the payment. So I paid the 20%, and also they requested for me to pay 16% of the entire what do you call the price, 15% of the price of the property. So I paid 16%, and I also paid the lawyer, and I paid I paid 3 lawyers. So, and then now I actually did that, and I was working all along, and the bank handed me over my house in May. And then I lost my job in July. When the bank handed me the house in May, I was supposed to start paying the installment in August. They gave me 3 months. So I lost my job in July. I'm telling you, I did not pay the house with even a single active money from my active salary, right? But because I eventually, over time, I learned to save. And actually, these investment books that you guys see here, they can teach you, they can change your mind. My mindset was already shift into knowing the liability and the asset. And this time I needed an asset. Once this house was an asset. Right now it is not asset for me anymore because I am living in the house right now. So it's a liability right now. But when I got the house, I rented it out for 5 years. It was an asset. It was giving me money. It was paying itself, you know. So now I was against the mortgage, but I didn't have a choice because I don't have the financial muscle. I didn't have the financial muscle where I can just come and buy a house at $100,000 at our age. Oh God, unless you have an uncle. But if you guys know what I mean about that, you cannot just get 100,000, you know, especially when you wake up every morning and you have to work. So yes, had I bought a house, had I bought a plot of land, I would have not finished that building until now. Because I started building in Juba, but I didn't finish it. You know? Because now the bank will force you. I am telling you, the bank will put you on your toe. You will be forced to pay that money. Otherwise, if you don't pay, they take away your house. So what I did was, when I could not pay 580, I start paying 300. I talked to them, I communicated to them, wrote emails back and forth, they accepted it, and I was paying 300. And in Kenya right now, $300, this house where I'm staying, where I bought the house, it's equivalent to $600 a month. So when I am paying just 300 every month, and they give me 15 years, and I finished the payment in 5 years, because what I did was I refinance it. Every single time I get some money lying around, you know, I don't have time to waste the money. So I get 2,000, I pay the principal. So when you pay the principal, they don't take away the bank will not charge you the interest. The bank only charge you the interest when you pay the installments. So yes, in South Sudan, I encourage someone to buy a land and build it. Slowly by slowly, you finish it. But in Kenya or in outside outside your country, I think unless you have a heavy financial muscle, then you can buy a land and, you know, put aside the mortgage, put aside the budget and build it. Or if you don't have that, mortgage is the safest thing. Because the minute they give you that mortgage, the minute they accept it, and the minute the bank get your documents, the bank will actually make sure the house is on your name before they release their money. So the house will be on your name before the money is released. So the document is going to be with the bank until you finish the payment of the house. So when that happens, you can assume you're just paying rent, and you can assume you're paying rent to own. And before you know it, it's finished. So yes, my sister, I am very happy, and I'm not trying to mislead people. What I'm saying, it's what has worked for me, and it worked for me. It worked for me with less risk. Yes, it was expensive for me. Expensive it's subjective. Something that is expensive for me might not be expensive for someone else. But I did what a mother would do. I did what someone who is looking ahead will do. I did what someone that saw it was not safe back home, and I thought I thought it would be safe if I get a roof over my children over time than risking my life going back with them to the refugee camp when hell break loose in my country, than risking them being there. You know, I wanted them in a safe environment, and I thought getting myself somewhere where I could actually call my own was the easiest thing to do, even if it means that I took a mortgage, you know. So this works for me. If any of you is interested, and if any of you think that this will work for them, of course, this is only for people who don't have the financial muscle, and this is only for people who want to just do something that is a bit risk-free when it comes to scammers. So yes, thank you so much guys for watching. This is